A few thoughts now on what has become the dirtiest, the nastiest, knockdown, drag-out presidential campaign in memory, and my memory goes back to 1976. The Democrat won that year because the nation was looking for a leader of pure heart. What they got was Georgia's former governor, Jimmy Carter, certainly not the Nixon-tarnished and stained incumbent, President Gerald Ford. Nixon was someone the country had to get over, and keeping Ford around probably wouldn't have helped, even though I believe he was a good man and arguably the better choice for the country. But more goes into the election of a president than reason and good sense and the support of our national interest. Now, with 26 days remaining until Election Day, there is a clarity that is building about this election that I've never quite seen before. We know what both candidates really are. We know who they are. After almost a year and a half of campaigning and debating and all sorts of media coverage, in which the two have called each other seemingly every name possible, insulted one another and their supporters, dredged up dirt from their distant past and, well, the most recent week or two. They've left little room for doubt that the candidates, whatever their deepest flaws and warts aplenty, well, they're now known to voters as candidates have never before been known by the voters. The left-wing national media, owned lock, stock, and barrel by corporatists and all sorts of establishment elites, have decided in this election, at least to this point, nothing so much needs protection as their own moneyed interest and the stagnant swamp to which most Americans are consigned. That swamp, of course, our society and our economy. That swamp generally referred to as the status quo, because the elites think that sounds a heck of a lot better than stagnant swamp. But one candidate has managed to set himself apart, running against the status quo, against the establishment, trying to drain that swamp and run the elites out of town. Trump had the courage to take on the establishment, the elites of both parties, the national media, and fight like hell for the middle class, working men and women and their families. He is not only ringed by his powerful adversaries now in the final month of this contest, but he has been betrayed by his miserable allies, the leaders of the Republican Party. This is a battle that can still be won by the American people, and I believe it can be won by no one else. And if this republic is lost, we will have ourselves only to blame. We're coming right back.